Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Brahmanandam Param Sukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatītam Gagana Sadrisham Tatvamasyādilakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatītam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Om. Adorations to Sadguru, who is Brahman, the giver of supreme bliss, embodiment of pure consciousness, one without a second, vast as the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond the three gunas and their modifications, the supreme preceptor. Yoga Vasishtha Nirvana Prakarana Purvardha, section 61, rather section is 65. The story of the mendicant applies to all souls. We just completed the story of the mendicant who went through dream within dream, the mendicant who first dreamt he was a person known as Jivata. He lived in a city for a long time. One day, drunk, entered into dream, and he dreamt he was a Brahmana, devoted to spiritual rites. And then this Brahmana dreamt he was a great king. And this great king dreamt he became an Apsara. And Apsara dreamt that she became a deer. And the deer dreamt became a vine. And the vine dreamt became a black bee. And black bee dreamt became an elephant. An elephant became a black bee. And black bee ultimately dreamt becoming a swan. It's highly allegorical. We don't go after every personality. Simple point to understand is the artistic way of bringing wisdom to common mind. Mind in the world requires some artistic approach. The direct approach is easy, you see. You are Brahman. The world is mithya. Or the world is a long dream. It didn't make your mind so involved. But when you start saying, there was someone who was practicing austerity. But one day he got drunk and he started dreaming. And then in dream he became somebody. And later when he woke up, he went after all those personalities and shared his knowledge, make them enlightened. This is the story of every soul. Every soul is essentially Brahman. And if you are essentially Brahman, then you are enlightener of every soul. So to be enlightened and to understand that enlightening process enables all souls to receive inspiration for pursuing the paths that will lead them to enlightenment. So you awaken yourself, you are awakening others as well. And yourself and others, where do you find them? In your mental set, in your iPad. Sri Vasishtha continued. The mendicant in this story I just related to you was endowed with purity of mind. Therefore, his sankalpa became realities in this world. Here, sankalpa relates to thoughts, the vrittis of the mind. Because he was highly advanced, nature played a special trick, and he experienced a vast duration of time during a short period of his samadhi. Time is illusion. How extensive the time can be that you can't imagine. You can allow the mind to work with how things would have been millions of years ago, how things will be in millions of years later. And you work out all the details, which is impossible. But all that you are allowing the mind to do is projections, cinema show projections creating lots of story. The reality is the screen. That screen is your consciousness, essential consciousness. Aham Brahmasmi. It is that has gone into, speaking allegorically, a long dream. This screen has as if lost its identity and gone into your cinema show. And the show goes on and on until you develop this passion towards the show. And you discover, I am Brahman. I am the only one. Always understand, the real I am is the sun. All minds, each mind has its I am. That I am is Jiva, individual soul. Like each jars of water has a reflected sun. Each individual is a Jiva. And Jivas have their own stories. But when they are awakened, they are nothing but the sun. More in a simple way, the path to enlightenment has two aspects, subjective. Inwardly you realize I am Brahman. Objective, in all outer relations with the world, you become like the spirit of spring that inspires all around you. When we say all, without any exception. Because no one is separated from the universe, even for a moment. But that we hold off to in that direction. Every soul is led to the world process, even like the mendicant, driven by the sankalpas of the mind. It is led from one dream to another. From a figurative point of view, this world is a long dream. Karmic fructifications reveal different conditions in this world. No souls, no two jivas are exactly alike. They can be similar, but there are many differences. And every soul is being led by karma. And karmas are defining your world, what type of world you are living in. Pleasure, pain, terror, and so forth. Separated from the divine self due to ignorance, every soul experiences a process of illusion. like a dream within a dream. However, each soul must rise to the state of Shivahood. Jivatva must turn into Shivatva. Jivahood must turn to Shivahood. Just a change of J and S. Identification with the body is bondage, while freedom from such an identification is release. Dehadhyas, that's bondage. And when we speak of Deha, it's Dehalo. It is, but Sanskrit way, Dahyati. Your physical body perishes. Your subtle body has its own process of destruction. Your causal body also ends. They are all burnt up by the fire of knowledge. Therefore, they are called Deha. The three bodies is also called, they are known as Sharir. Sharir means perishes. So as long as you are identified with body in three stages, physical body, subtle body, causal body. And this point is highlighted for sannyasis when they make a sannyasi vow, bhu sannyastam maya, thereby implying you are not the physical body. Bhu relates to practical realities. Bhuva sannyastam maya, that means you are not even the subtle body. Swa sannyastam maya, you are not even the causal body. Causal is the deep unconscious. When you are deeply involved with the three bodies, that's called bondage. And you are gripped by the cycle of birth and death. But when you are free, you are enlightened, then you have no longer body identity. Sri Rama said, it's a great wonder that every soul experiences terrible dreams in the night of ignorance. These dreams appear so real to them. O sage, is there any person today who is like the mendicant whose story you have just related? Rama is playing the part of inquiring sadhaka who want to hear more of that story. Sri Vasishtha said, during this night, I shall cast my intuitive gaze into the three worlds to find such a mendicant. Tomorrow you will receive the information that you seek. That maintains the spicy aspect of creating suspense. Because the day had ended. Satsanga for the day was over. So now keep your mind busy. So next satsanga is going to be very interesting, intriguing. With the declining of the sun, the spiritual discourse came to a close, and the royal assembly retired to their homes. This happened always, day by day. Whole day, satsanga continued. During the evening, they all retired to their places. Next morning, they came back. And Vasishtha resumed again and again. Section 66, continuing the same theme. Sage Vasishtha continued, in a country known as Bihar, there is a mendicant called Dirghadrish, literally meaning far-sighted, who abides in a kutir, in a hut. His hair has turned yellow. Yellow refers to Hiranyagarbha. He has attained Hiranyagarbha consciousness, one with cosmic mind. He has been immersed for a samadhi. He is immersed in samadhi for a long time. This is the 21st night of his unbroken samadhi. But within these 21 nights, he has experienced a vast duration of thousands of years. It relates to subtle points. Every individual who is suffering and going through lots of problems, essentially is that Dirghadrish. Essentially is you are like a sage somewhere that had entered samadhi. But to discover this sage identity within yourself. You are not an ordinary person. You are not an ant, you are a saint. All the sages and Brahmins of this royal court are also, in fact, like the mendicant, having created all the suspense. Vasishtha gives us simple answer. That I don't have to look for it. Because every soul matches up with the story of Jivata, or matches up with the story of Dirghadrish. All souls are as if within the dream of the soul of Brahma, the creator. And thereby again I am relating to every soul is Brahman, the absolute. They are all capable of experiencing numerous worlds. As creation flows on, there will be many Vyasas, many Shukas, many Agasthyas, and other sages from time to time. These are the greatest of sages that have been very popular in the Vedas. And you don't always think that when you hear the word Valmiki, you go thousands of years away. But many Valmikis will come. Many Vyasas will come. And all great sages and saints, many Buddhas, many Christs. How many? As many souls. Great personalities continue to arise like waves in the ocean. There are similar jivas at different times in history. Some are little similar, some are quite similar, some are completely similar. All this is possible because Maya has boundless resources. All the study that you make in the world is in the realm of Maya. And Maya is magic show. Brahman is the great magician. But magician and the magical power, they are always one. They are not two different entities. So Maya does not create a duality in the essential state. Always remember, this world is an appearance only. Time and space are illusory. They are nothing but concepts of the mind. Concepts made up of the mind means they are created by chitta vrittis, thought waves of your mind. You go to sleep. You lived in a world of time, space, with so many memories, so many troubles, so many problems your mind is working with. And go to sleep, and now suddenly you have a different world, a different time, space set. And nobody wonders about it. You simply slip into it. So, understand the power of vrittis of your mind. And reality is when all the vrittis are withdrawn. As long as the vrittis continue, there is a cinema show. Projections continue. When vrittis are withdrawn, the show is over. If you are enlightened, then even while the vrittis continue to project, you have an awareness that all these projections are like Leela. You come to the status of Brahma, the creator, who creates the world, but he is ever aware that the world is an illusion, it's a show, magic show. So that's the difference between Ishvara and Jiva. Ishvara gets involved with creating, sustaining, destroying. But all three, do not delude them. They are always aware they are nothing but Brahman. And by the magical power, they have created all this. And therefore it is described as Leela, Bhagavad Leela. From Bhagavan's, God's point of view, this world is a wonderful play. It's fun. It's not a funny statement. Section 67. Knowledge of truth destroys bondage. Tattva Gyan is a remedy for bandhan, for bondage. King Dasharatha, his name is rarely mentioned, but he became curious to know about this story. O sage, command us to send our attendant to the residence of the mendicant so that he could be awakened and brought before this royal assembly. Sage Vasishtha said, O king, the mendicant is lifeless now. His soul has become the swan of Brahma and has attained enlightenment. Since there is no fructifying karma for his body, he cannot be brought back to life. All these highly allegorical descriptions. Maya, consisting of the three gunas, modes of nature, is the mother of countless illusions. Again reminding you, Brahman, whose magical power is Prakriti. The Prakriti is described generally as Maya. More specifically, Prakriti has three modes: Sattva predominating, Rajas predominating, Tamas predominating. Sattva predominating is known as Maya, and Maya becomes responsible for Brahman to play the part of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, creator, sustainer and destroyer, without losing their inner wisdom. Rajas predominating Prakriti is avidya, ignorance. All souls are dominated by ignorance. When you are dominated by ignorance, you don't have the awareness of who you are. All souls are regulated and overviewed, managed, and controlled by Ishvara. And the materials needed for the souls for their evolution, they come from the same Brahman, led by Tamasi Prakriti, Tamas, tamasic mode of Prakriti. By pursuing the truth of the self, this Maya can be easily crossed over. The whole project is how to cross over this Maya. Maya is essentially non-existent. It is due to lack of knowledge that the soul continues to roam from one dream to another. But when it acquires knowledge, the veil of Maya is lifted. Quickly said, but it has a little detail. Mala, Vikshepa and Avarana. 3 knots of the heart have to be broken, as it were. Mala, gross impurities. Vikshepa, subtle impressions, desires of your subconscious. And Avarana is a veil of ignorance. These 3 removed means you have crossed over Maya. And this is a big project of your life. And the project is handled by integral yoga. Karma, bhakti, dhyana and jnana. In practice, a rhythm has to develop in your daily life, backed up by profound faith. No matter how does the world move, no matter how many news break over your head, have time for your meditation, for your prayer, for your satsanga, for healthy food, for healthy association, and so forth. Create a skill in your life. So in spite of however the world is, you are continuing to pursue the process leading to integration of your personality, which is pointing to liberation. You are a reflected sun. Your goal is to realize, I am the sun. And if you are the sun, all the 3 modes of nature are transcended. You have grabbed nature and completely assimilated it. I'm joking, but allegorical. When the mind in an individual becomes as pure as Brahma's mind, is the role of Ishvara that I described. The whole creation is viewed as a mental world only, like ideas or dreams. When Brahma views the world as a dream, he is not caught by the dream. It's like you are in a dream knowing it is a dream. It is due to impurities of the mind that this dream-like creation is experienced as real. During samadhi, the intellect gives up its erroneous concept that the world is real. That's the project of samadhi and project of integral yoga. When you advance and your mind moves away from dhyana stage in Raj Yoga terminology, Vedantic terminology, Shavana, Manana, Nididhyasana. When you move away, which means when you have practiced Shavana and you have well assimilated, you have been well benefited by Shavana, the realm of Manana becomes more highlighted. Manana is a reflection. They go together. As you are listening, you are also reflecting. But reflecting is at a higher level. Listening is the first level. And when you go on reflecting, mind undergoes transfiguration. And now there is an entry into samadhi, known as nididhyasan. Thought waves of your mind, they become reduced, aiding that function of the mind which is known as viveka buddhi, intuitive intellect. The projections of the mind are transcended by the inward vision of the soul. The world, therefore, ceases to enchain the soul that has attained enlightenment. A liberated soul has been as if awakened from the long dream of the world process. So, the story of awakening a dreamer is allegorical. All souls are as if in a dream world. And the spiritual project is to awaken every soul. Uttishtata jagrata. Wake up, arise. Uttishtata literally means get up, stand up, and arise, wake up. In the absence of the knowledge, I am pure consciousness. This is the knowledge. I am absolute self. I am the sun, not a reflected sun. But when you don't have that knowledge, there arises sankalpas or thoughts pertaining to the multiplicity of the world. When you don't have that knowledge, I am the sun. Now you are confined to a little pot. And if you raise your head a little out of your pot, you find countless pots in different spots. And each pot is experiencing a different world. Countless illuminations of the sun. And that's the world of multiplicity. When the self is realized, all these sankalpas subside. It is a revelation, aham brahmasmi. The subsiding of your thought waves is not something that you have not experienced it. Day by day, when you enter into sleep, you see how the entire world of yours subsides. Even the time-space experience is not there. They were the play of thought waves. Those thoughts have undergone a change in your deep sleep. There is neither duality nor non-duality. Here the terms are used from verbal point of view. Mentally you go on saying, I believe in non-duality. And I say, no, I believe in duality. So neither your non-duality nor your duality. Brahman is beyond. Non-duality and duality being concepts of the mind. Brahman or the absolute self alone exists. Thus, O Rama, abide in the self and perceive the fullness of the self within yourself, shining as a self-effulgent reality. So, awakening state is realizing I am the sun, as well as outside of yourself. Not only you are the sun, but all souls are potentially the sun. And therefore, automatically, your role will be awakening the soul. The best help you give to the world by helping yourself to attain enlightenment. Seems like a selfish movement. But to help yourself, you have to be an integral yogi, which will imply your action, emotion, will, and reason to operate. And that operation is not alone by your selfish personality. Your selfish personality undergoes a big change. Next section deals with 4 types of silence. Sage Vasishtha said, O Rama, observe the silence of deep sleep, called Sushupta Mavana. Easy to understand, in deep sleep you are silent. No verbosities. Having given up the fancies of the mind and having rid yourself of the impurities created by imagination, abide in the supreme abode of Brahman. Sushupta Mavana is here allegorically described as your goal, where all verbosities move away, all descriptions terminate, and there is absolute silence. Sushupta Mavana. Sri Rama asked, O sage, I am aware of Vang Mavana. Vang Mavana is silence of speech. Indriya Mavana, silence of the senses. When you practice pratyahar by controlling the mind and senses, that control stage is called Mavana. And Kastha Mavana. Kastha Mavana is statue-like silence. You try to push yourself to silence. But I do not know what this Sushupta Mavana is. Please enlighten me about the glorious silence of sleep. Sage Vasishtha replied, O Rama, there are 2 types of yogis in this world. Those who practice kastha tapas. Kastha means like the wood, rigid type of austerity. And those who are liberated in life, Jivan Muktas. And more details we will continue. Om. Om. Ram, 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 Ram. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Prayer for shower of Karunamaya grace of God over all of you, with the blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om. Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushti vardhanam urvarukum vabandhanan mrityor mukhyama mritat. Om sarve bhavantu sukhina sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kashchit dukhabhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.